Israeli and US hostilities against Iran are groundless and unjustifiable. Russian president has told Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi in an expression of support. Araghchi, who landed in Moscow on Monday, said earlier that the visit was needed for closer, more precise and more serious consultations with Russia in the wake of the US strikes on the Iranian nuclear facilities during the past weekend.
Russian President Vladimir Putin has told Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi in talks in Moscow that aggression against Iran was groundless. Putin made the comments at the start of Kremlin talks and said Russia is ready to help the Iranian people. Meanwhile, Araghchi thanked Putin for condemning the US strikes on Iran, telling him Russia stood on the right side of history. The Russian leader noted that he was glad to see Araghchi in Moscow, saying that his visit would allow Russia and Iran to discuss these pressing issues and jointly think about a way out of the current situation.
The tensions between the two countries, Iran and Israel, escalated after what is called Operation Rising Lion against Iran's nuclear facilities on the 13th of June. Tehran since then has been responding with a barrage of missiles and drones that hit Israeli cities and towns.
Iran's Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, in his first reaction after the US bombed Tehran's 3 key nuclear facilities, said the punishment for the Zionist enemy, referring to Israel, will continue. He said, quote-unquote, the Zionist enemy has made a big mistake, committed a big crime. It must be punished, and it is being punished right now. Khamenei also shared a picture of what looked like airstrikes. There is a skull at the center of the image with a Star of David on its forehead, a symbol on the Israeli flag. Khamenei's comments comes a day after Tehran used its biggest missile capable of carrying the heaviest payload in its attacks on Israel, hours after the US attack. According to the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps, they launched at least 40 missiles after the US action, including Khorramshahr-4.
President Donald Trump's attack on the Iran's nuclear plants was one of the most violent moments of his 2 terms and America's 46-year showdown with the Islamic Republic. I believe during the past few days we saw about how US and also about how Donald Trump reacted to the situation in the Middle East. And if you go back a little bit to the history, we know about how the US involves in the Middle East during the past few years as well.
President Donald Trump on Sunday said there may be a regime change if Iranian leadership cannot make Iran great again, following strategic US strikes on key Iranian nuclear facilities on Saturday. In a post to Truth Social, the president questioned why there would not be a leadership shift following the devastating blow to the country's nuclear program. Meanwhile, there's growing uncertainty about the president's intentions. Vice President J.D. Vance insisted on Sunday that the US wasn't at war with Iran or seeking to topple its leaders. America's latest plunge back into the Middle East is already having profound political reverberations back home. Top Republicans heaped praise on what they see as Trump's strength, clarity and daring. But despite his deep bond with his base, some influential right-wing influencers fear he could be driving the MAGA movement into a quagmire.